Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner Classics as Non-Classics. This is episode number 1318 and Doubleshot number... Actually, 17. Yeah, 13 or 17, Doubleshot number 1211. We have the third and fourth volume for Star Wars Legacy Volume 2. This book is called Wanted, Ania Solo. This one is Empire 1. Now, these two trades collect issues 11, 18, and issue 0. Well, the half issue basically explains the backstory of this timeline. Yeah, so it turns out, though, that the person who killed the Spear Knight was not Ania Solo. She was framed for the crime. Yeah, the guy died by being strangled with a laser whip, which is pointed out by her defense that was done by somewhat robotic hands. And I said, my hands are organic. And then another Spear comes in and says, yeah, here's the robotic hand. Ania Solo's innocent, so bye-bye. So she can go. And the way they were able to accomplish this was that her lover turned himself in for desertion, which he was later freed and basically tried to kill one of the Sith Lords. Yeah, the Sith basically barely play a role in this series, which is kind of weird. Yeah, they play a big role in the original series, but this series, no, they play a very minor role at best. The series ends abruptly on a cliffhanger. Well, it looks like they're on the run from some planet, and yeah, that's how the series abruptly ends. Yep. I do give the trades roughly a 9.5 out of 10. They're both really good. Now, you're probably thinking, why did this volume have to end after 18 issues? Well, there was a reason. Because Dark Horse lost the license to publish Star Wars comics, so they had to end this series along with the Brian Wood Star Wars series. So that one managed to end at 20 issues. This one ended after 18. Though it's strange, they end on a cliffhanger. And here's the thing. It's been 7 years since the series was published. Since it was finished publication. And no follow-up to it. Not even a one-shot. I'm like, really? You don't have a proper... It's like... Unlike in the case of the original Legacy series, which had a proper conclusion. Volume 2, reading this, it kind of felt as though we did not have a proper conclusion. It kind of felt as though there was probably more story planned for this series. But, due to the cancellation of the series... By the way, it was never stated the series was canceled those sales. It was due to the license. That was the main gist of it. And here's something quite strange, though. The original Star Wars Legacy series is part of the Legacy Epic Collection. I don't know about the second volume. I have no idea. But if you combine how many issues both the first and second one published, it's roughly 16 issues. Yep, 16 issues over like a period of about 8 years. Yep. Volume 2 is good. It's interesting though. We have just focused on Ania Solo. We don't focus on any others. We don't cut to another character. It's all about Ania. We have some little bits here and there. Mostly, it's all Ania Solo series. It's basically just one character and a few supporting characters, and that's it. That's the simple gist of this particular volume. It's not a terrible volume per se. The original volume was fantastic. Excuse me. While in the case of this volume, it was interesting, and maybe the reason why that people weren't buying the book because it wasn't like the original series, and maybe some people thought it was confusing the fact that this series focused on a woman instead of basically like they could have brought back Kate Skywalker for another volume. But my guess is the reason why they didn't, and this is my personal theory, because Ostrander had finished with the character. Yeah, the character was done. There was nothing else they could do with the character. Kate Skywalker was fully developed by the time the series ended. So, okay. So, we focus on the last of the Skywalkers. What about the last of the Solos, who was a woman? Interesting. In the case of Star Wars stories focused on women, that doesn't happen very often. I mean, in the case of, like, pre-Disney, it very rarely happened. Nowadays, it's pretty commonplace. Like, for example, Rogue One. The main character of that movie is a woman. Yeah, it was, not Daisy Ridley. It was, I don't remember the actress's name, but her character was technically the main character of the movie. Not, let's say, the other ones, but it was her. She was the star of the movie. Despite the fact it was a little focused on Saw Gerrera, original start of it, and then basically focused on her the whole movie. So, it's good the fact we get a chance to get women in Star Wars a little more spotlight, and I do appreciate it. It's actually pretty interesting what they do. Now, at the time when I was checking out Star Wars comics, like when I got into reading them, this was actually this book actually. I got to it just before the series started. Yeah, I had gotten to the Star Wars comics just before the series started, and it took me a while to get through the original Star Wars Legacy series. This series, I was kind of reading mostly when it was coming out, not all the way, but I did eventually read the whole series a little later after the series concluded. And it's not a terrible series per se. It's just that it's also, for a character who's part of the Sith family, like aside from legacy characters from the previous series not really being here, my biggest issue with this series is not just that. But where the heck is the Millennium Falcon? There's no mention of it at all. She has her own ship, yes, but no Millennium Falcon. Did somehow Han Solo lose it after he died? I don't know. It's never properly explained. I know in the movies, Chewbacca owns it. Yeah, he owns the damn thing. Well, for good reason, because Ben has no interest in it. Leia has no interest in owning a Millennium Falcon, so Chewbacca. I think also because Chewbacca was actually it was part of his contract that basically if Han died, Chewie would get the ship, not Lando. Yeah, interesting though, Lando never got back his ship, but Chewbacca did. That's why he was in the current canon. This one, I'm not really sure, because it's never mentioned at all. Like, one thing that was really cool about this series is actually there's a brief flashback to Han Solo and Leia for one issue. That was really cool. Good callback to the movies. Well, because she descended there, so why not? But, like I said before, like I just said, where is the Millennium Falcon? Because I just finished reading this whole series. There is no mention of Millennium Falcon. Doesn't make an appearance in this series. Like, it could be possible the ship may have been destroyed. It's possible, but it's never mentioned in the series at all what happened to it. And I don't think we'll ever know because I highly doubt that Disney's going to revisit this era anytime soon because there's no new stuff for it. Yep. This is just set in a different universe when it comes to Star Wars. Yeah. The Legends line. Yep. So yeah, that's it for particular review. Stay tuned. Well, I don't think I have more videos planned for today. So tomorrow's reviews for One Piece, Boruto, and review for a newest chapter of My Hero Academia. Aside from that, that's pretty much it for tomorrow. Yeah, I don't. There might be a comic card happening tomorrow. It's just distinctly possible. It all depends. Okay, this next video. Bye.